been in the headlines these last couple weeks, man, in regards to Caitlyn Clark news.
The WNBA has long been a league dominated by incredible talent, and over the past few weeks, two names have been at the center of the conversation: A'ja Wilson and Caitlyn Clark. Both women have garnered significant attention for their on-court achievements, but the off-court drama surrounding them has quickly taken over the headlines. What began as a celebration of Caitlyn Clark's success has spiraled into an ongoing controversy involving A'ja Wilson, with fans and critics alike scrutinizing their every move. Caitlyn Clark has had a remarkable rise in the sports world, particularly after her record-breaking rookie season with the Indiana Fever. She not only led her team to their first playoff berth since 2016, but also became one of the most talked-about players in the WNBA. Her talent on the court is undeniable, but what has been equally impressive is her ability to dominate the offseason without resorting to the flashy tactics that are often associated with athletes in the spotlight. Instead of capitalizing on attention through endorsements or dramatic announcements, Clark has quietly maintained her presence through strategic and meaningful moves. One of the most notable of these moves was her securing a record-breaking $100,000 speaking fee for virtual engagements, which set social media ablaze. The fact that Clark, just in her second year in the league, could command such a fee made headlines for all the right reasons. The speaking engagements, alongside other high-profile appearances, were a testament to Clark's growing influence beyond the basketball court. She had successfully created a unique personal brand that blended her athletic talent with a genuine, relatable persona. These appearances were not only with her fans, but also with legends like David Letterman, further cementing her place in mainstream media. However, as Clark was basking in the glow of her achievements, a curious development began to unfold within the WNBA. A'ja Wilson, another of the league's most prominent stars, became entangled in a situation that had many questioning her motives. Wilson, who has enjoyed her own success and recognition, seemed to insert herself into the conversation surrounding Clark's newfound fame. A tweet, which many believe to be linked to Wilson's camp, pointed to a potential leak that sparked whispers of jealousy and pettiness within the league. The internet quickly took notice, and fans began speculating about why Wilson, who had already made a name for herself, would feel the need to involve herself in Clark's success. Was this a calculated move to keep up with Clark's ever-growing popularity? Or was it an attempt to overshadow Clark's spotlight by creating drama? Many began to question whether this was a simple misunderstanding or if there was something more at play behind the scenes. Some fans viewed this situation as an example of Wilson's privilege, believing that she had been given more opportunities and recognition in the past, and perhaps now felt threatened by the rise of Caitlyn Clark. Wilson's career had been marked by numerous accolades, including multiple WNBA MVP awards and championship victories. Yet the timing of her tweet and her involvement in the Clark drama seemed out of place for someone at her level. Rather than celebrating Clark's success, some saw this as an attempt to undermine her. This perception led to a broader conversation about the dynamics between female athletes in professional sports and the competitiveness that exists within these tight-knit communities. The comparisons between Wilson and Clark became brutal. Social media users began comparing the two athletes in a way that was both ruthless and, at times, humorous. Some fans poked fun at the idea of Wilson feeling overshadowed by Clark, while others took to criticizing both athletes, questioning their professionalism. The fact that these conversations were taking place online meant that the drama had become a spectacle in its own right, overshadowing the accomplishments of both women. The more attention the situation received, the more it seemed like the public was drawn into a narrative of rivalry rather than focusing on their respective achievements. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark was continuing to focus on her own personal and professional growth. While Wilson's situation garnered more and more attention, Clark quietly went about her off-season activities, demonstrating the very traits that had helped her succeed in the first place. Clark's leadership style, for instance, became a central theme in many of the stories about her. She has often emphasized the importance of building relationships and connecting with people on a personal level. In interviews, she has discussed how each individual player on her team is approached differently based on their personality and background, emphasizing the value of understanding others. This approach to leadership is what has set her apart and enabled her to gain the respect of both her teammates and the broader basketball community. Clark's rise to prominence was not built on controversy or dramatic moves. Rather, it was her consistent excellence on the court and her ability to remain grounded off the court that earned her a growing fan base. Despite being thrust into the spotlight, she has remained remarkably humble, focusing on what she can control: her game, her relationships, and her character. Her journey is a reminder that talent alone is not enough to guarantee success. How you carry yourself, how you engage with others, and the way you handle the attention that comes with success are equally important. But what makes this entire situation even more intriguing is the contrast between Clark's approach and A'ja Wilson's. Wilson, too, is a talented and successful player, but her public persona has often been shaped by the media's perception of her as a dominant figure in the WNBA. This image, while earned through her accomplishments on the court, has at times been complicated by her actions off the court. Her involvement in the Caitlyn Clark drama only serves to highlight the tension between the two players and the different ways they handle the spotlight. There is no doubt that A'ja Wilson has a significant fan base and has achieved great things in her career. She has been an important figure in the WNBA, and her achievements deserve recognition. But the way she has engaged with the situation surrounding Caitlyn Clark has raised questions about her motivations and the broader dynamics within women's professional sports. Some might argue that Wilson's actions were driven by a desire to protect her place at the top, while others might view them as a moment of vulnerability. Regardless of the interpretation, the situation highlights the complexities of being a public figure in an industry that is still working to gain mainstream recognition. The drama between Wilson and Clark also sheds light on the broader issues that female athletes face in a male-dominated sports world. Women in sports are often pitted against each other in ways that their male counterparts are not, creating unnecessary rivalries and comparisons. The focus should be on celebrating their achievements and talents, but instead the media and fans often choose to highlight conflicts and create narratives of competition that serve to divide rather than unite. For Caitlyn Clark, the attention and comparisons may be a sign of just how impactful her presence is in the league. Despite not actively seeking the spotlight, she has become a symbol of a new era for women's sports, one where authenticity and talent take center stage. Clark's leadership, both on and off the court, serves as a model for how athletes can use their platform to inspire and create positive change without resorting to the drama that often accompanies fame. In the end, the situation between A'ja Wilson and Caitlyn Clark is not just about two women competing for headlines or recognition. It is a reflection of the complex dynamics that exist in the world of professional sports, where personal rivalries, media narratives, and societal expectations collide. As fans and critics continue to weigh in on the drama, one thing is clear: both Wilson and Clark have the talent, influence, and potential to shape the future of women's sports in their own unique ways. Rather than focusing on rivalry, perhaps it's time to celebrate their individual accomplishments and the remarkable paths they are carving for themselves in the world of professional basketball.